Hey, this is Josh coming to you from Big Sky Country for part 2 of the parables on prayer. If you have just a few moments, I think this is going to bless you. Let's turn to Luke chapter 11. Now, what makes Luke chapter 11 awesome is you see there's a passage in Luke chapter 11, the very beginning, where the disciples are literally asking Jesus to teach them how to pray. So Luke chapter 11 is Jesus explaining to the disciples how to pray. And right there, 2 through 4, that's the famous Lord's Prayer, when Jesus shows them the Lord's Prayer. But we're going to skip down and go from 5 through 10. So in the very first part of this chapter, the disciples asked Jesus, "Father, show us how to pray." Now let's keep going. Let's go zone in on verse 5 in chapter 11. This is where the parable begins. And he said to them, "Which of you shall have a friend to go to him at midnight and say to him, 'Friend, lend me 3 loaves, for a friend of mine has come to me on this journey, and I have nothing to set before him.' And he will answer from within and say, 'Do not trouble me. The door is now shut, and my children are with me in bed. I cannot rise and give to you.' I say to you, though he will not rise to give to him because he is a friend, yet because of his persistence, he will rise and give him as many as he needs." So this is a parable Jesus is laying out for them about prayer. There's a friend knocking at the door. He has another friend that needs food for a journey. But that guy is not going to open the door. He's not going to open the door for his friend at all. The only way he'll open the door is because of the persistence, the persistent knocking over and over again. And what do you see there? In verse 8, he says he will give to him as many as he needs. So the disciples asked Jesus, "Show us how to pray." And immediately he shows them the Lord's Prayer and this parable on persistence. Also, let's go to verse 9. This is where Jesus kind of lays it out for him. Verse 9, after that parable, he says, "So I say to you, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks it will be opened." So you got to think about this. We're talking about prayer in these parables. The disciples asked Jesus, "Show us how to pray." And the very first thing Jesus showed them was a parable on persistence. That's the very first thing, the Lord's Prayer, and then the very first parable was a parable on persistence. Well, guys, I hope this bless you, and also stick around for part 3. We're going to contrast both Luke 18 and Luke 11, but carry that with you throughout the day today. Why did Jesus teach on persistence as the first parable when they asked about prayer? Because our prayers, our petitions, are supposed to be persistent, without yielding, and like chapter 18 says, without losing heart. God bless.